Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are going to be talking about friendships today because, well, that's one of the things that was identified as what parents wanted to make progress with when it came to their kids within the Shift Your Thinking group. And I thought this was a great opportunity to jump on and talk about friendship and what we can possibly do to help our kids walk along that road of figuring out how to have friends and develop those social skills that we might not be aware need a little bit of work. So, as an occupational therapist, I worked on social skills a bit, but it wasn't sort of my area of expertise. So I'm going to say that probably there are other people out there that can cover this in a much different way. But I do have experience, again, as an OT, but also as a parent of three kids. And you put those two experiences together, and I think I've got something great that I can offer you. The first thing I thought about when it came to friendships, and I sort of reflected on my own sort of parenting experience, is being able to have people over to your place. I think we think about, our kids not being included maybe in birthday parties or certain events or being picked for teams or whatever it is when we're thinking about our children not being included or invited to somebody else's place. But you can invite people to your place. And in doing so, you can actually control sort of how long someone is there and sort of what's happening in order to make that time really as positive as possible. And this is what you want to do in order to develop skills. When negative things are happening, it's hard to, feel that you can have friendships or feel that you can develop skills with kids and develop a friendship. And actually, you need time to develop a friendship, right? So it has to happen over time. And a great way to do that is to have kids or a child over to your place with your child and start with that. It's something really simple. You don't have to necessarily, go and have a great big birthday party. You can just make it really simple. So I just want to go through some points when it comes to having a child over with your child. What can you do to make that successful? So the first thing is you want to make it a short period of time. I think we put pressure on ourselves as parents to make it this huge, like sleepover the next day, stay. But with all those extended periods of time, there can be more conflict and things that happen that can actually break down the friendship. And you want it to be positive, and you also want to monitor sort of what's happening in the friendship and what's happening with the social skills within that time. So keeping it a short time allows you to keep it somewhat positive and also work through with your child what's going to happen in that time that the child comes over. So even having a child over, like even for an hour, allows you to, help your child figure out, what are you going to do when this friend comes over? Walk through the different activities that they might want to do together. You might be involved actually in the time that they are together, just so that you can help keep the interactions really positive. Monitor sort of when there is a breakdown in social skills and communication. You can sort of navigate through that and help your child walk through and help the other child see sort of why your child might be acting a certain way. Then you can sort of walk through that and keep it as positive as possible. You also want to maybe put away things that your child maybe doesn't want to share at this point with this new friend. Talk about things that are considered really special to them and put them away to avoid extra conflict that you don't want to have, and you want to develop a positive friendship over this short period of time, and you want to be able to show them that this is possible, and the other friend to feel really comfortable in your house and with your child and you. So those are some other things that you just want to make sure you put away, those special things. Keep it a short period of time. Also, you want to make a plan, like I said, with your child. Maybe sit down and say, okay, what are some of the things that you can do with Bobby when they come over for an hour? And make a list of activities. Maybe get those activities out. And it's kind of like planning a little mini birthday party, but really on the simple version. And being your child feels like they're much more in control. And you can also then say to the parent of the child, these are the types of things that we're going to be doing when your child comes over. We're going to just, play outside. We're going to swim in the pool. We're going to, have a fire and roast marshmallows, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, you can explain that to the parent that's coming. Because obviously, if you're developing new friendship, you may or may not know the parent and you may or may not know the child. So, as a new parent going to a new house, it's nice to know exactly what's happening. And it's nice that it's a short period of time because then you feel comfortable dropping your child off. Another tip is actually inviting the parent in with the child just to make that transition, to allow them to feel really comfortable with having their child in your space and in your house. So, those are some things to consider when you're looking at inviting a child over. And finally, you want to consider the fact that you are going to be there observing when things aren't going quite right and why that's happening. Is your child not interacting with the other child, in a way that allows them to develop that friendship? Is your child sort of just wandering off and they're not interacting with the new friend that's there? What are some of the things that you need to support your child in helping them develop the skills so they can become better friends? And you want to start sort of writing down afterwards what are some of the things that you could help your child work on when it comes to friendships and social skills. And that's the key to having the play date or having a friend over, is it gives you time to actually see what's going on and where things are breaking down so you can start working on them. And actually, you also want to see what makes a good friend for your child. You may invite a friend over and it's just not a really good fit for them. And it doesn't mean that they can't be friends, but when you're working on friendships and developing social skills, there are people that are a better match for your child to start developing those skills. So you want to find that friend that fits a little better with your child so that they can get along and they can do things together. So you don't have one child that's really loud and really rough and your child's really quiet, really shy. That wouldn't be a good mix, right? Like you probably want another child that's very much similar in temperament and in what they like to do, and that makes a better fit for your friendship and being able to spend that hour together. So I hope some of these tips help. Keep it simple. Have a play date. Invite the parent in if you need to, and monitor what's happening in that time that the child is over. And try to find a friend that fits nicely with your child's sort of temperament and personality, and start developing skills slowly, and then they can become friends and grow their friendship and have more friends in in their world of friendship. So I will be chatting with you again